is volunteership or take more impact?
No.
Oh my word.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So tell me, what do you do in Senegal? Or what are you doing in Senegal Exchange?
I've started in the fall of 2010 an organization called Senegal Exchange. Basically what we wanted to do is to promote global education and exchange program. We're really looking at innovative ways of bringing people to Africa to work on projects and really soak into the culture and grow through that. And I saw that you work on 10,000 girls a lot.
I do. So I am Sam Marquardt. I'm a senior at MIT, and I work as the U.S. coordinator for 10,000 Girls, which is an education and entrepreneurship program for girls in Senegal. And we're based out of Kaolack, which is in the center of the country, and we have 5,000 girls who are enrolled in our programs. We have educational support, and we also do entrepreneurship programs. So my job is, on top of being a student at MIT, I help to run all of the organizational efforts from the States. Everything from getting volunteers to working with different students who have different projects that we use development-wise, to recreating websites, helping any way the organization sees fit, making different phone calls from the States, to literally being the tie back to here if they need anything.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so I've been involved with the organization for about 1.5 years now. It's run by Dr. Viola Vaughn, who actually is an American who lives in Senegal. And she is really fun and fantastic. She won the CNN Heroes Award. And I heard her speak after she won the award in 2008. And I went to Senegal in the spring, actually in January of 2010, and worked there to develop a computer lab in our Kaolack Center. Since then, I've been back 2 more times, so it's 3 times in almost a year and a half-ish. And I've done everything from helping our environmental learning center in Segu, the Ketegu region, to grow, to helping coordinate different volunteer projects, from marketing projects with our entrepreneurship programs, to helping almost different types of engineering projects, from designing bamboo bicycles up to figuring out ways that we can have a more efficient green center at our environmental learning center.
That's really nice. As far as I'm concerned, my background is really focusing on Africa. I grew up in about 8 countries in Africa, and having the opportunity to come here to the States, I studied at Suffolk University in Dakar first, where I was involved in the 10,000 Girl program through an organization called SITE, Student Enterprise, that really helped a non-profit like 10,000 Girl grow to the next level and become a worldwide organization. So working a year on 10,000 Girls helped us develop ourselves, and we won the national competition in Dakar for Student Enterprise, and we went to the World Cup in Paris in 2006. That really pushed me to work more on community development projects. That's why when I came to the US, I mean, like every African, you want to study finance or accounting because it's the way to go if you're an African generally, for the most part. So I studied that. I studied accounting, I studied finance, and I started working at Ernst & Young here in Boston, where I focused on asset management plans, mainly private equity funds. Through Ernst & Young, I was offered a master's at the University of Notre Dame in accounting, which is what I did over the past 2 summers. Now I'm really working into developing funds, activities, and all of that. But I'm also looking into bringing my African background and this background relating to reporting and metrics. And I know you've done a lot of that. What's your thesis relating to?
So my undergraduate thesis research here at MIT actually focuses on the 10,000 Girls program and looking at how enrollment rates and test scores have improved since the inception of the program, which my research right now is showing that it's substantially stronger than even Senegal's the nation. So it's really quite an unbelievable program, and I'm really quite blessed to be a part of it.
You have some background.
Let's not do that.
Not do that? Okay, no problem. So right now, how do you see Senegal Exchange and 10,000 Girls working together?
Well, I can see Senegal Exchange and 10,000 Girls working to bring more volunteers and more people who have varied backgrounds that can assist us in becoming a stronger program in Senegal. We really want to improve the program itself, but also increase our enrollment up to 10,000, which is our ultimate goal. Granted, right now we're actually at half of that. We're at 5,000 girls in 15 different parts of Senegal, in different localities and whatnot. We're in 3 regions right now. We're in the Kaolack region, the Catherine region, and the Kettigou region, and we're hoping to expand as we continue. We don't recruit girls. We never have. Actually, the girls come to us, and we only help girls who are failing in school. We don't take the girls who would normally be getting A's in their classes. They're not the ones that need the assistance. We're giving the assistance to the ones that actually need it. And that is what's one of the strongest parts of our program, is taking girls who would normally not have the opportunity to get an education and giving them the skills that they need to succeed in life. Video group that they call 10,000 Girls Productions, which was started by a graduate student at George Washington University. She worked with us last summer to develop a small film program. Since then, our girls have made small movies, but we've also had an amazing filmmaker, Connor Mason, and photographer Angela Seven from the West Coast. They live in Oakland, come and work with us in Senegal to develop a movie about the program that we're actually hoping someday might even get into the Sundance Film Festival. Sustainable Agriculture Center that will function almost like an American camp, in the sense that we'll be bringing girls in groups of about 25 at a time to the area in Senegal, where we're building an entire center with dormitories, with kitchens, with facilities that we can use as teaching centers. Everything that we're getting also and using for this program is coming, 1, from the land, and 2, from donors to the program. So we're trying to make the entire program as green and environmentally sustainable as possible in order to teach the girls and to help the girls see how important it is to take care of their environment. This program was actually incepted by the girls themselves. During one of our democracy camps, girls were watching a movie, An Inconvenient Truth by Al Gore, and they saw the pollution that was happening throughout the world that was leading towards global warming. All of a sudden, they looked at each other and said, this is happening in Senegal. What can we do to help this? And sure enough, the girls in our Senegal region were talking about this, and the Rural Council of Senegal gave us 25 acres of land to develop this center on. So we have people from that area who are helping and donating their time to build the center, and it should be completed by not this summer, but the summer of 2012. Our Welcome Center, which can have the ability to hold up to 18 volunteers in our dormitories there, actually is just about completed now. Middle of nowhere. And we have complete running water, electricity, and we will have internet access. So it's pretty exciting.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have to say that being involved in the 10,000 Girls program and having the opportunity to work in Africa is without a doubt one of the most enriching things that I've done in my entire life. I have the opportunity to really become part of Senegalese culture. I even have my own Senegalese name, Sophie. And I'm fortunate in the sense that throughout my life I've been studying French since I was in 2nd grade, so the language gap really never happened. And when I got there, I was literally brought into the culture, brought into a family of people who cared about me. There's just something about Senegal that community is so important, and not that we don't have a sense of community here in the States, but over there it's really all about taking care of everyone and doing what you can to assist every single person to better themselves. And especially with this program, 10,000 Girls, our motto is to educate a girl is the way to paradise, and to give girls the same opportunities as boys, to give them the opportunity to really maintain themselves through school. And seeing how much these girls have to do to have the type of education that's just granted to so many people in America that we don't even think about. It's unbelievable. Girls that I've seen who have been pregnant with their children going to school to get the same education. Girls who literally are studying by a flashlight. But what's awesome is that these are not poor girls. Like, we don't allow our girls in our program to know that they're poor in the sense of American poor. These girls are richer in their spirit, in their happiness, in their life. Life's just different there. I'm a much happier person when I'm there because you just don't care as much about different things. You're not walking around with your BlackBerry, you're not walking around with your iPhone trying to be connected to the internet all the time. literally, if you want to know how somebody's doing, you go and you sit in their house and ask them how they're doing. And coming back to my life here in Boston and my life here at MIT and also with my family back in Pennsylvania, I've seen that it's really made a difference there too. I make more of a time to have connections with the people who care about me.
So at this point, 10,000 Girls is a wonderful program that's brought so many people to Senegal that changed the lives of so many persons. Senegal Exchange started in 2010 and wanted to be a provider of global education and open opportunities for more students to go to Senegal and be able to volunteer, do internship at different non-profit organizations, but also have the opportunity to gain credit. So, in a sense, working with 10,000 Girls is going to help the organization by providing more resources in terms of tuition Senegal Exchange is going to receive from those programs. That's going to flow through 10,000 Girls, and that's going to allow 10,000 Girls to have a steady flow of revenue. We know that nonprofit organization relies a lot on donation and grant, but for an organization to make sure it has a monthly or yearly or quarterly steady flow of revenue is what really is at the core of the partnership. Senegal Exchange wants to package volunteer activities to 10,000 Girls along with internship, French lessons, or gender and development work, and really bring that together and open a program, a new way of seeing Senegal in 10,000 Girls that's going to allow more and more people to come and more people to have the opportunity to have. So what do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think whatever we can do to create a partnership that allows more people to have experiences that enrich their lives, but also to do good for others would be fantastic. And we would definitely be willing to work with Senegal Exchange to make something like this definitely a possibility. I think that having a stable organization that's there to help make this a possibility for not just one school or one university, but for a network of universities would allow for a diverse student body to have the opportunities that I have been able to, many, actually hundreds of volunteers that we've had in the past, have been able to have.
Well, I hope that 10,000 Girls will grow and we're going to reach the 10,000 girls within the past 5 years. I hope we're all going to grow and more volunteers will come to Senegal.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.